Welcome to the deep dive. We dig through stacks of info, research, all that stuff to pull out what you really need to know. And today we're looking at a pretty major change in how businesses talk to the IRS. It's about the Information Returns Intake System, or IRIS,
Yeah.
that taxpayer portal. So our mission here is basically to give you the shortcut. We'll unpack what IRIS is, its features, the big one, those new e-filing rules, and the key details you need so you're not caught off guard.
Yeah.
A roadmap, essentially.
And it's important to see this isn't just some minor IRS tweak. It comes straight out of the Taxpayer First Act of 2019. It's a very clear sign of the IRS moving more and more towards digital modernizing things, especially for information returns, like your 1099s. It's part of a much bigger picture.
Okay, so let's get right into it then. At its heart, what is this IRIS taxpayer portal? For someone just hearing about it, what's the main idea?
Fundamentally, it's a free online platform, specifically built so you can e-file those information returns. The goal is really accessibility. Before, e-filing often meant buying software or hiring someone, which, could be tough for smaller outfits. IRIS kind of levels the playing field, makes it easier, cheaper.
Free sounds good. So who gets to use it? I mean, who should really be leaning in right now?
Well, the guidance is pretty clear. Any entity, basically anyone with an employer identification number, an EIN, can use IRIS to file electronically. And this isn't just coming soon. It's for calendar year 2022 returns and onwards. So it's active. People are using it now. If you're a business, nonprofit, really any group sending out info returns, this is for you.
Okay, that's broad. So what can you actually do in there? What makes it, genuinely useful beyond just being an online form?
Well, it's quite comprehensive, actually. You can prepare the forms right there, edit them, look them over, and then file electronically, all inside the portal, no extra software needed. Plus, you can download and print copies for the recipients. That's handy.
Oh, that is handy. No toggling between systems.
Exactly. And it keeps records of what you completed, filed, sent out. Huge for record keeping. It even does some basic checks on your data before you hit submit. You can file up to 100 forms in one go. Use it for the combined federal-state filing program.
Wait, 100 forms per submission?
Per submission, yeah.
Yeah.
Up to 100. And you can request automatic filing extensions right through IRIS, too. Oh, and handles certain corrected returns as well. It really bundles a lot together.
Okay, that's a lot for a free tool.
Eh.
Is there one feature you think is the real standout, the one that makes people go, finally?
Good question. I think, honestly, the fact that you don't need Form 1096 anymore when you file using IRIS is a bigger deal than it sounds. Think about the paperwork, the admin time saved, especially if you're dealing with lots of returns. That adds up.
No, N96. Okay, yeah, I can see that being a relief for many.
And being able to request extensions or file corrections directly in the portal just streamlines things that used to be, more complicated, separate processes sometimes.
Right. Now, you mentioned convenience, but the real kicker here, maybe the biggest hurdle for some, is the change in who has to file electronically.
Yeah.
The new thresholds. This is critical, isn't it?
Absolutely critical. This is probably the most impactful part for many filers. The rule change is pretty stark. Starting calendar year 2024, which means for the tax year 2023 forms you're filing now, or very soon if you file 10 or more information returns total in the year, you must file them electronically.
10? Wow, that's way down from before.
Way down. Previous thresholds were often 250, so 10 is a massive change. It sweeps in a whole lot more filers, especially small and mid-sized businesses, maybe even some individuals like landlords.
Yeah, just thinking about that. Like a small landlord, maybe 12 tenants, always did paper 1099s. Suddenly, they hit this 10 return limit. What's the immediate advice for them?
Yeah.
Especially about corrections, do they count?
That's the perfect example. The advice is, don't wait. Start looking into IRIS or other e-filing options now. And about corrections, that's a key point. Corrected returns do need to be filed electronically if the original return had to be, but they don't count towards hitting that 10 return threshold in the first place.
Okay, so 10 originals means you have to e-file. But 8 originals and, say, 3 corrections doesn't automatically trigger it based on the number alone.
Exactly. The threshold is based on the aggregate number of original returns filed in the calendar year.
That helps. And what forms are we talking about here? Is it just 1099s?
Oh, no, it's much broader. It covers forms 1097, 198 series, the big 199 family, 3291, 3922, 5498 series, and even Form W2G for certain gambling winnings. It's a pretty wide net.
Right. So if you're touching any of those, this is relevant. Okay, to actually use IRS, you need this special code, the TCC Transmitter Control Code. What's the absolute must-know fact about that?
The single most crucial thing you must apply for and get an IRIS-specific TCC. These codes start with the letter D, and are alphanumeric. And here's the common trap. If you already have a TCC from the old FIRE system that's filing information returns electronically, you cannot use it for IRIS. They're totally separate systems. You need a new D code for IRIS.
Ah, okay. That's a really important distinction. Old code, no good. Got it. How long does it take to get this new IRIS TCC? Can you apply last minute?
Definitely not last minute. The IRS says the application process can take up to 45 calendar days. So connecting that back with the lower threshold forcing more people to e-file, you really need to factor in that lead time. Waiting until January to apply for a January 31st deadline, that's risky, could lead to penalties. Plan ahead.
45 days. Okay, good heads up. Are there ways you could lose your TCC once you have it? Or need a new one unexpectedly?
Yeah, a couple things. If you don't use your IRIS OCC for 3 years straight, the IRS will just delete it. And you can't get it back. You'd have to reapply.
3 years in non-use. Okay.
Right. And also, if your business structure changes in a way that means you need a new EIN, your old TCC associated with the old EIN won't work. You'll need to apply for a new IRIS TCC under the new IN. The IRS also suggests if you're a transmitter filing for lots of different businesses, try to use just one TCC for all of them if possible. Keeps things simpler.
Makes sense. Okay, so you've jumped through the hoops, got your TCC, you're logged into the portal. Any tips for just navigating it, making the experience smoother?
Yeah, a simple but important one.
Yeah.
Use the navigation buttons inside the portal, like next or back. Don't use your web browser's back button. That can cause errors or lose data. Super frustrating.
Oh, good tip. Avoid the browser back button.
Definitely. The main screen, the dashboard, is your friend. That's where you start new forms, check on ones you haven't submitted yet, see what's been filed, upload data, ask for extensions, manage your own info as the filer. It's all there. And there's a feature called Issuer Management. If you file for the same entity regularly, you can save their details there. Saves a lot of retyping.
Issuer management. Okay. So how do you actually get the return data into IRIS? What are the options?
2 main ways. First is just keying it in. You manually type the info for each form right into the portal. Good if you only have a few to do.
Manual entry, right.
Second option, probably better if you have more forms, is uploading a CSV file, like a spreadsheet file.
CSV upload. Are there limitations on that?
Yeah, a couple. It's still that 100 form limit per file upload, and you can only include one type of form per file. So all your 1099 and ECs in one file, all your 1099 MISCs in another, for example. And the IRS has really specific formatting rules and templates for these CSVs. You have to follow them exactly.
Well, formatting can be tricky with CSVs sometimes.
It really can. They actually give some specific technical advice, which is helpful. Like, set the column format to text in your spreadsheet program before you save as CSV, and save it as CSV UTF-8, delimited. That helps avoid weird character issues, especially with names or addresses. Oh, and another pro tip they offer. If you upload a CSV and it has errors, try fixing them using a simple text editor, like Notepad, instead of reopening it in Excel. Reopening in Excel can sometimes mess up the formatting again.
Use a text editor. That's interesting. Avoids Excel trying to be helpful in reformatting things.
Exactly. Little details, but they can save you a lot of hassle.
Okay, let's talk errors. Nobody's perfect. Returns get filed with mistakes. How does IRS handle fixing things? What's this difference between a correction and a replacement? That sounds important.
It's absolutely vital to know the difference. They're used in different situations. You use corrections when your submitted forms have a status like accepted or maybe accepted with errors. So the IRS basically got them, but you need to fix some specific info on one or more returns.
Okay, so correction is for accepted stuff.
Right. But, big caveat, you cannot correct the issuer's information, like the filer's name or their taxpayer ID number, through the portal's correction process. If that's wrong, you have to send a letter to the IRS explaining the error.
Wow, okay. Issuer errors need a letter. Good to know. So what's a replacement then?
Replacements are used when your entire submission gets rejected. Maybe the file formatting was wrong or there was some other major issue. The IRS didn't accept it at all.
Ah, so rejection means replacement.
Yes. And here's the critical part. If your submission is rejected, you generally have 60 days from the date of that rejection to submit a replacement file successfully. If you miss that 60-day window, you could face late filing penalties, even if your original attempt was on time.
60 days for a replacement. That's a tight deadline to fix potentially complex issues.
It can be. And unlike corrections, where you might just fix a few specific records, a replacement means you resubmit the entire batch of forms that were in the rejected file. Correctly this time, of course. Right.
Rescind the whole thing. Okay, that distinction is crucial. So just to wrap up the core idea here, IRIS is this free, online IRS tool, making e-filing easier, and now, frankly, necessary for a lot more filers because of that new 10 return threshold.
That's the gist of it, yes. It's a streamlined option, and for many, it's now the required option. Which really brings it back to you, the listener. Are you prepared? If that 10 return threshold now applies to you, have you started the process for your IRS TCC? Remember that 45-day potential wait time? And are you clear on correction versus replacement? Knowing how to fix errors properly within those deadlines is key to staying compliant. Proactive planning really isn't optional here.
Definitely sounds like it. So looking ahead, as the IRS keeps pushing this digital transformation with tools like Iris, what do you think this means for the future? How might it change tax compliance down the road? And what should businesses and individuals be thinking about next?